Hey everybody, it's John from Trigger Finger Shooting here, and today I wanted to do something a little bit different. So this is my P365, what I've been using for concealed carry. I like this little gun. One thing I haven't been all that thrilled about though with this gun are the sights. So the sights are, they have these tritium sights on it, which I wasn't too impressed with the night sights on them until just recently. There's one time about 2 weeks ago when I was actually took it out of my storage and was putting it on because I was going out, and it was dark in my bedroom, so when I took it out I could see the night sights glowing, and they actually are glowing pretty good. I won't turn off the lights and try to let you visualize it with the lights off, but I was actually with the lights dim, and even though this had been stored in the dark, the lights were actually glowing and pretty visible with it being dark. So I actually liked the night sights on it, so that's pretty good. I do wish that they had more contrast though, because it's kind of black on black, mostly black around the front with a little green dot in the middle. But I'd like to add a little bit more contrast. I did that to my LCP2, and because my LCP2 was originally, black rear sights, black front sights, and very low profile, and I had a hard time, acquiring the sights on it. But then once I painted it, I just put some hobby paint on it. Once I did that, I could actually see the sights very much better, and started shooting very much better with it. So at this point in time, I can actually shoot a little bit better with this gun than I can my P365. So I was going to do something similar and put a little bit more contrast paint on the front and rear sight on my P365. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that, and hopefully it will end up looking pretty good. I've already safety checked my guns, so they're empty. So they're all safe. So here we go. I'm going to put a little bit of green on the front and white around the back, and I'm going to have to be very careful not to cover up the night sights on it. And what I'm going to do, so I bought high vis yellow from Hobby Lobby, and I already had this from doing so I got this at Hobby Lobby, and I got these crafts swabs from Hobby Lobby. And actually Hobby Lobby is a pretty cool store. I've forgotten how cool it is. There's a lot of good stuff in there, a lot of man cave decorations in there too. But this is great for what I need to do here. Nice fine point on it. And let's see, I'm going to start off with doing the front sight. Let's see how well that I can get that to work. Let's make sure it's shaking up good. I don't want to get too much on there. Try to avoid getting on my... So let's just do a little... That's not... There it goes. I was having a hard time getting some good paint on there. So it looks like I'll probably have to put a couple layers on it. Because one layer at a time just is not working very well. I suppose I'm sort of in a hurry, so I probably should have taped that off a little bit to keep myself from getting paint over on the side. Yeah, it's a little hard to see. And my light's not very good here either. So, okay. There you go. Now I got a little bit more in that one. Side. Let's see if I can get right along the bottom there. Two. All right, so we got my white here. Let's see, my goal is just to get just around the inside edges of that. Just to put a little bit of a notch on it. I really don't want much more than any more than just like a U-shaped notch on there. Yeah, it's looking a little sloppy. Guess that's what I get for doing it myself, huh? A little bit of a U-shaped notch. Okay. I'm going to try to clean up the edge right here. Let's see if I can clean up the edge right here a little bit. Oops, I think I just made it worse. Not good. Okay, there you go. Use a little nail polish remover to clean that up. I think I'm just going to put a little bit more right down there at the bottom of that notch. Just to give it a little bit of contrast. I can tell that looks a little bit easier right now, just the way it is. Just a touch of contrast. I don't think I'm going to do any more than that. Just going to leave it right like that. Just enough to give myself just a little bit of a contrast. I might put a little bit more, see if I can put more of that yellow on the front. I see my video cut off in the middle of my last one, so I don't know how much you saw. Alright, so let me try and make sure this is mixed up a little bit better. This seems a little watered down, so I'm going to make sure I mix it up good. a little bit more. All right, let's try this one more time. I'm going to try to put some right across the top of the sight. Yeah, I really don't want it to get down and block the night sights. That's the challenge. So I think I did a pretty good job of just getting it right along the edges. And I guess I don't really need it towards the bottom. So I think I'm going to leave it just like that. Wipe a little off the edges. And let's see how that looks. I think that looks a little bit better. Let's delicately push out and see what it looks like against the dark background. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't know if you can, let's have it focus on the front there. The front sight focus. Focus back on the rear sight. Actually looks pretty good. So I think I'm going to let that dry a little bit. And see how well that works. I'm debating if I should put a little bit more on the bottom, on the front sight. I probably can. I probably want to tape that off before I do that. Let me go grab some tape. Put some masking tape around there. And I really should have done it at the beginning, but so I just want to try to touch up a little bit more around that front sight without getting it all over the top of the slide there. So now I can paint a little bit more around that. A little bit more around that Tritium Night Sight without getting it onto the top of the slide. I'm using these very fine point Q-tips, or craft swabs, as the packaging calls them. And this is looking pretty good. Yeah, looking pretty good there. I like it. Yeah, I'll probably have to let that dry a little bit. Maybe come back and put a second layer on that. Let me take a couple layers for it to get really. Just going to touch up a little bit more around this U-notch here. Oh boy, looks like I'm getting a little bit too much on there. Trying to add a little extra and some definition to that. That's pretty bold mark there. A little bit big every U-notch that I wanted. And I need to clean that up just a little bit. Alright, that's pretty bold. I think that's more than enough. Actually, a little too much. It's starting to bleed around a little bit. And I want to clean that up. Clean some of that out of there. Clean some of that out of there. There's kind of a crevice there. It's hard to see. I want to make sure that I'm not going into my night sight there. So let's clean around that. Good. Looks like I got it good. Let's try to make this a little even. Make that side just slightly bigger. A little bit of a U-sight, got a little bit of a horns there, eyebrow horns on that. But I think that looks good. Yeah, that white's kind of bleeding under there a little bit. Let's get focused on the rear sight here. Not too bad. It's got a nice distinction on the U. And I think my front sight's looking pretty good. I don't think I'm going to try to mess with that anymore. Maybe I might put a little bit more here. Yeah, let me do that. See how that looks. Hope all you guys are enjoying watching this. Kind of enjoy making them. It's always good to support your Second Amendment rights. Alright, so let's put, see that? Put just a little bit here. On the edge. Ooh, perfect. A little bit more on this edge. Maybe just a little bit more paint on my swab here. And I think that's as good as I'm going to get that front sight there. Try just a little bit more. Good thing I had that tape on there. Put a nice yellow dot on. And I think I'm going to call that a day for the sights. Let's peel off this tape, see how that's looking. How's that look? I think I like how that looks. Let's put the lid back on that before I spill that all over myself and all over the gun. Let's try it out against the dark brown. Oh wow, yeah, that really pops, doesn't it? I like how that pops. Yeah, that looks good. Let's see if we can get focused on that front sight up there. Oops. There we go. How's that looking? Not bad. Gives a lot of very high contrast. That's what I was that's what I was aiming for. So I can get in there and get a good sight picture. Because those three little dots in daytime just wasn't cutting it for me. At it. Alright, taking a second look at it here. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to turn off the lights and see if we can see the night sights on it. Okay, ready, set. Oh, you can't see it on the... I guess you can barely see it on the camera, can't you? Yep. Yeah, let me pull. See. You can see one dot. Oh, there they are. There's the three dots. How's that? That's not so bad. That's the Tritium Night Sights. Wow, look at that. Now they're coming in pretty good. That's the rear sights you can see there. And it has a hard time focusing on the front sight. You can't see the front sight. But that is the Tritium Night Sights. And I'm really glad that I didn't paint over them. And I can see all three sights glowing nice and bright. There's the front sight. And if I bring the rear up, here's the rear sight. Look at that. Now it's going to focus on. It's having a hard time figuring out where to focus. There we go. Beautiful. Look at those beautiful night sights. Love it. So I am. So I've actually changed my mind, and I'm very happy with how all these night sights work. All right, let's turn it back on here. See the night sights, turn on the lights. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. Those night sights show up pretty good. It's a little bit brighter when your eyes are adjusted to it in the dark. But that is how those night sights work. There, now you can see all three. Line them up. Well, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And there's my sight paint job on my P365. Hope you enjoyed watching. And keep tuned. I have some more stuff coming up before too long. Look at that. Catch you later, folks. Bye.